Jamie here from the Center for Aligned Living, and I just dropped my kids off at school, and I was thinking about everything that's going on in the world and what's going on in my world in particular, and I had a situation yesterday where, so I have this big thing about being judged. Imagine that. It's a very uncomfortable feeling, right? When you're like, oh, if I do this, what are they going to think? Or if I do that, what are they going to think? And we have all these rules that we feel like we're supposed to live by. And some of them are great and, keep everything running smoothly and they're necessary. But a lot of these rules, if you will, or old beliefs are just outdated and they don't serve us anymore. And some of them were just because we were all raised by people who really didn't know how to raise people, perhaps. That's a different perspective, right? So like if I just look at my parents as an example with the eyes of compassion and grace and say, they did the best they could, and I had good parents. This is nothing against my parents at all whatsoever. It's just, they can only do what they know, right? Just like your friends, family, teachers. They're only doing what they know, and what they know may be limited, and we need to look at that in every situation, and it allows us to be more compassionate when we look at people and when we talk to people and when we deal with people and ourselves and how we internalize everything that's going on. So I had a talk to somebody yesterday, and I always kind of I love this person, but I'm very hesitant sometimes because I just know, here's the deal, I'm going to be judged by this person. And it was so funny. Yesterday, I just had like an epiphany because I was talking to this person, and yep, of course, I got the negativity and I got the judgment, and it just kind of made me feel bad for a minute, and I just let it go, and I'm like, oh, well, that's just that person, and I'm just going to move on, and we're going to see, I'm just going to move on and not take it personally, which is a big deal. Don't take it personally. That's a big step in the right direction. But then later on, I was like, all of a sudden it hit me. Okay, this person, whether they love me or not, they're doing the best they can. I hope we all are. But they're going to have something negative to say no matter what. If I were to cure cancer, they would probably say something negative about it. Or I didn't do it the way they would, or whatever. But maybe that's all in my head. Maybe that's coming through my lens. You know how we all look at the world differently based on our past experiences. So no matter what the situation is, you have a person standing right next to you, and they can go through the same experience as you, but it could impact them different, because once it comes into their perspective, their perception, it can change, all based on past experiences of that individual. And that goes for everybody. So there's a lot going on in this world, and really all we can do is deal with ourselves and how we respond to anything that's presented to us. So I was talking to this person. Yep, it happened, got the judgment. But then later on, like I said, I had this epiphany where I was able to change my perspective of it. It's like, yeah, this person, no matter what I do, it's like you've heard it, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. That's the way it is with this person. And I just was like, let it go. There's nothing I can do about that. And I'm not gonna live under any barrel of that person's opinion or expectations that I'll never meet anyway. So, yeah, that's where I was at, and it's just like a light bulb. It's really interesting. I'm sure you've had it happen where you had a perspective change. I had that happen yesterday, and I felt lighter. I felt freer. It was very liberating. It was a liberating experience. So maybe just in your dealings day to day, if you have someone that you feel that way with, everybody has different circumstances, but if there's something that bothers you, try to change your perspective on it. Just give it a moment to resonate with you, and quiet your mind and listen to your inner voice. And what does that say? And my inner voice in this particular situation told me, don't take it personally. You're not going to make this person happy, and it's really not your responsibility. It's not my responsibility. It's that person's responsibility to deal with themselves and learn how to deal with themselves and be happy, and as it's ours for ourselves. So I just wanted to share that with you. So maybe you've got a situation and you can just try to remember to look at the person as source energy, just like you are. And the core, we're all the same, right? But we have different experiences and which leads us to different perspectives. And so if you can just think for a moment about that when dealing with someone, then it will ease it. It will make things easier. It will make conversations, relationships, everything easier if you can look at the person as part of you, but different, of course, because they have different experiences, so that leads to compassion. And then that's a much softer way, and it's a much more accepting way to have relationships and have things just be a more peaceful, loving, more God-centered, aligned. We talk about that. That's the name of this place. It would just help. So try it out if you've got a situation. Look at the person through eyes of source. Look at them as an extension of yourself. And a lot of times, you know what they say, you don't want to hear this, but if there's something in someone else that bothers you, it's typically something within yourself. So, if I take it a step further, which I'd rather bask in the glory of my newfound perspective, maybe tomorrow I'll think about this. Scarlett O'Hara, I'll think about that tomorrow. But if I took it a step further, okay, so I have a thing about being judged, and maybe, this person, I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't, right? Do I have that in me? Oh my God, do I do that to other people? That's something to become aware of and shine some light on it, and maybe look at it going forward. Just try to be kinder, gentler people with ourselves and everyone around us. So those are my thoughts. I hope that this has helped you in some small way, and I look forward to seeing you again. And in the meanwhile, just take care of yourself, slow down, trust your intuition, and have a blessed day. Talk to you soon. Bye.